Oh, hey everyone, welcome back to Legendary Tales. Today I am going to hopefully demystify the map. We're going to go over the overworld or world map or whatever you want to call it, but the not dungeon map. We'll start here at the camp. My main goal, as I said, is to demystify this, is to show you that there is a straight path. There is there is a reason for everything that you're doing. Now, I'm not going to spoil the quest. I'm going to not too terribly much, but if you follow along and you read everything, you'll see that you have a purpose, right? And that purpose, I'm not spoiling the ending by this, but the purpose of all of this, so you know why you're playing this game, is to save these people. The alchemist, the blacksmith over here, the merchant, right? Is to help them and your little goblin buddy, there he is, get out of here, okay? To get their camp out of this dreaded world, out of this area, this unsafe Souls-like area, and to safety, right? And to do that, you have to lower the drawbridge so that they can cross over there, because they have to take their wagons and stuff with them. Okay? You can't just go by themselves. This is their livelihood, right? So, without spoiling everything that it takes to make that happen, that's exactly what happens. And they basically explain that to you at the beginning of the game, what the whole purpose is, but everybody kind of skips over the quests and little things that pop up in front of you. So we're going to start from right here, right? And we're going to go, first we're going to do the Refugee Camp, the Goblin Cave, the Cemetery, and then the Sacrificial Road. And then we'll come and do the chapel and the cathedral in the latter half. Okay? So we're not going to use that because we're going to go to each one of them. And the way I'm going to do this is we're going to go from teleporter to teleporter. And along the way, I'm going to mention what dungeons are there. Okay? So this is where we start. And you come up the hill. And it's all pretty much a straight path. People get all turned around whenever they're playing this game, because oftentimes they see you're at Abbey Gate, because they start playing with their friends, which is a fantastic way to play. It shows you how fun this game can be. Now, as you can see, I've already cleared everything out, so that way we will have a peaceful time walking through this. I don't have to sit here and hopefully do a lot of this. Try to pick everything up. So before we go that way, which is the linear path, okay, you're going to come over here and you're going to go this way. But before I do that, let's go head off and do some of these offshoots, because this is important, and I want you to understand the entire map by the end of this video. When we come this way, this is an offshoot. This is not the main path, okay? Now this way, you can go only if you've beaten the game. You see the drawbridge is down on this character, but if you're starting a new game, you will not be able to get through there. That will be up, and is the whole point of the whole game, is figuring out how to get this thing down. Killing what you have to kill and doing what you have to do. So there's this little area here, which is realistically meaningless. It does come into play at some point, but I'm not going to mention that. Outside of that, there's no reason really for you to go there. You will end up there when it is time to end up there. And then we have this little area up here, still on an offshoot. This is not the main path. The main path is down that way. Okay, we come up here. And of course, there's guys around here to kill. And you do want to come this way, though, for this quest right here, which I'm not going to get at this time. I'm going to save it for later. I forgot I didn't do it on this character. This is so you can get the suspicious man. So we're going to save this and we're going to do that later in another video. But do realize there is a reason for you to come up here. And that is why I am showing you it. There is pretty much no reason for you to go that way. Just know that. If your friends are going off that way and the drawbridge is up, then just be like, guys, you're wasting my time, let's go. Don't be that rude. Anyway, so back to the main path. We've come from the campsite here, so you can see there's the campsite. Here's your references. There's the campsite. There's the drawbridge. There's the path up to the suspicious man. There's the moon. It's awesome. So we're going to come through here. This is where you'll find your first peasants to kill, be it skellies up to this point. So when you're starting that quest to kill the 10 peasants, this is where you have to go. And we are going to the Refugee Camp. That's where we are headed right now. To the Refugee Camp. Come across this little bridge. And there it is. Refugee Camp. Now you can see there's this little area over here. There's really nothing doing. There's some enemies you can kill over here, but that's about it. Good for experience. And then this is the main path. We come down here. We come down this brick road. And you can see off to your right, that's where we'll be headed to when we're headed off to the Goblin Cave. The Goblin Cave is off that way, but that'll come later. Blighthaven is off that way, but that'll come later. Come down this road here. And there are enemies over to your side, so be careful as you come down here. And this will get you to the first teleporter, which is the Refugee Camp Teleporter. There it is. It'll glow on your first time meeting or seeing it. Now, we have, that's the main, one main area, kind of main offshoot rather, and then that going around this way is the main path. You come down this road and you you swing a hook around and you go that way. But there are two offshoots that you want to do off the main path here. There's this third area over here. Couple of baddies. And maybe something doing with that door. So remember, there's your Refugee Camp Teleporter right there, right? And the main path swings off and goes that way. Swings off and goes that way, past the wooden structures here, right? But we're gonna do an offshoot. Remember, there's two different offshoots to go from the Refugee Camp Teleporter. You can take the offshoot that's going to take you straight over to Blighthaven, and you can take this one over here. This will take you to the Corrupted Gladiator. There'll be a quest that you get that will be talking about hearing a noise, and this is where the very first boss will be. Now, I'm not going to spoil him, but I'm going to tell you that he's right here. And if it's your first time playing this game and you're solo, you might not be prepared. So that's going to show you that these little guys you've been dealing with here are pretty much nothing compared to some of the bosses. And this little area back here, which really just goes around over to Blighthaven. There'll be a couple of baddies back here as well you can kill. Some really neat structures. So that's a roundabout way of going to Blighthaven. Of course, if you are just want to go straight to Blighthaven, we can go a little bit here. You can see there's the teleporter. There's a Refugee Camp Teleporter right there. You could come straight this way and go right into Blighthaven. So we're not going to go into Blighthaven, of course. Blighthaven's the dungeon at the end here, but I'm going to show you where the entrance to Blighthaven is. You come to this little cave. There's going to be some skellies in here. There's going to be some corrupted peasants in here. This is really your first dungeon. You come around this corner, and then you see that door. There's your Blighthaven. I'm going to walk up to the door and show you. And there you go, Blighthaven. That is your first dungeon. I'm not going to go in, and we'll do dungeons in different videos. Right now we're just doing the overworld, overland, outside, main world. I wouldn't exactly call it, I guess it is an open world in a way, but it's limited. It's not giant. It's not what we think of when we think of an open world. So here we are back at the refugee camp. There's some graves over there. you'll come through here and there'll be some corrupted peasants. Nothing much doing. And then we start getting into the Goblin Cave. And here you can see the entrance to the Goblin Cave. So remember, here's the Goblin Cave, and we came down there. So you have your points of reference, right? We came down here. There's where we started, up around there. We came down, over here, went over there, down that way. And that's where the teleporter's over there in that corner. And then we went around, we came through here, Blighthaven's over there. And now, Goblin Cave. So let's go Goblin Cave. Of course, there will be goblins in here. I will say, if you were doing a punch build, see, there's your Goblin Cave. If you're doing a punch build, look out trying to uppercut these guys. That'll be embarrassing. So, before we go that way, and I would consider that to be the main road, okay? I just want to show you, there's a little offshoot over here. There's nothing much doing, but you've got a couple of baddies to kill over here, goblins of course. And this just looks cool. This would be a really great place to have like people meet up if you could have more than like 4 people in here. And then like play something out. Oh, that would be so entertaining. And then it connects over there to the main road, but we're going to go to what I consider to be the main road over here. And I really do think there is a road. There's a lot of road. You can see that's worn. So we're gonna go over the road. Main road. And that main road is gonna take us over to the collapsed chapel. And it's gonna take us to the Goblin Cave Teleporter, which is easy to miss. Or rune stone, I'm not entirely sure what it's called. Play through the game again and see what they tell you. So as you come up here, there's going to be some skellies, there's going to be a corrupted peasant, there's going to be a few goblins. And then here is your collapsed chapel. There you go. That's how you get there. But of course, first thing you want to do when you come here is go over this stump or this fallen... I don't know if this is a fallen tree or if this is just a very overgrown vine. But here is your Goblin Cave Teleporter rune. Okay? And just for reference, we came in over there. It's what I consider the main road. Takes you up over here. Here is the collapsed chapel. And then we've got this giant vine. You can see over here. There's the area that I said would be a really cool gathering place. And it comes in through over here and connects into the main road there. And the main road continues along here. And that's where the offshoot connects into the main road. And now we go down here. And I know not all of this is a road, but here's the road again! So there is what I consider to be a main road in this game. And you saw as we came down the spiral, well, not completely spiral, but we came down the steps. That was a bit of a road. This is a bit of a road. The game is trying to show you where you need to go. And we come through here. I think we're still considered in the Goblin Cave, yeah. I think this is where we exit the Goblin Cave. And I don't know if it's going to pop up on our screen or not. But now let's see. This should be what's considered the cemetery. And once again we have our road. And the main road goes off this way. You can see the main road going. But there's an offshoot. There's an offshoot over here. Now, we'll say be careful up here. A little bit of a spoiler, I guess, but not in a story way. Bats. This cave is full of bats. You will get attacked by plenty of bats. And then we come up here, and there's nothing much doing. We come back down to the main road. And there's the road. It's all broken up, as you can see it. Alright, we follow the main road around. Takes us into here. And there'll be little goblins here and there. I believe this is what we consider the cemetery. But if you're looking for the old fort, here it is. The old fort. Level 22. Here in the cemetery, I don't know if they consider this Goblin Cave. I'm still waiting for, hopefully, cemetery to pop up. But I tell you what's right here. And you can see it now, right there. Is the Cemetery Runestone Teleporter. So here we go. Now it's going to say Mausoleum of Sacrifice, I believe. But that's your cemetery portal right there. Well, right there, yeah. Mausoleum of Sacrifice. Now this is the main road. Okay, this right here is the main road. There is just a little side bit over there, but then we have an offshoot here, and we're going to go up there first before we go to the main road. There's your Cemetary Teleporter rune, alright? And we're going up this way. And there is a reason to go up here. You'll get attacked from the sides. Prepare yourself for that. I cleared everything out with the challenge mode. This character I have. And there's no cheating on any of my characters. There's no hacked weapons or anything like that. I'm on PlayStation. I'm not even capable of doing that. The only thing that I have are a bunch of legendary whetstones that were given to me. That's it. And that was really nice for me experimenting and learning that you don't need them. You really don't need them. Okay, so we got your travel site, or your travel to the Forgotten Dig site rather. The Forgotten Dig site is up here. So if you're looking for that, you got to take this offshoot off the main road, and it is quite a big offshoot. So you want to hit the Cemetery Teleporter and the Mausoleum of Sacrifice, come up here, and you'll find the Forgotten Dig site, level 28. Now we got a long walk back down here. But yeah, as far as legendaries go, you know, if you end up in some quest user or some computer user gives you a bunch of legendary whetstones, experiment with them and see what you can do. See what weapons you like. Use that as an opportunity. But ultimately speaking, you can't make anything bigger than 50, and then or higher than 50 plus. And you can pick up those things in challenge mode. So ultimately speaking, as you progress through this game, legendary whetstones ultimately they're not worth it, because you're gonna get something from a drop on challenge mode that is just gonna make it to where there's nothing you can make that is that good. Okay, unless you've got hack stuff, and then you know that's on you. I prefer not to play the game that way. This is the Sacrificial Road, or if you're a Marvel fan, the Witch's Road. Copyright infringement, maybe, I don't know, trademark. But you want to come up here. Notice, this is the road. This is the main road. Can't miss the road. We want to go up here, and there is your Sacrificial Road Teleporter rune right here, right? And just for reference, back over here, there's our beautiful moon. Here's the Sacrificial Road. We have some Stonehenge looking stuff. There's the Mausoleum of Sacrifice where we went up to the Forgotten Dig site. Way over there is the Cemetery Teleporter stone. These are really close to each other, so you might as well pick them up when you're walking through. This one over here is better for getting to the boss that's over here, which I don't want to spoil that. Corrupted Gladiator, you're going to run into him whether you like it or not. But this guy, yeah, he needs to be a surprise. Because he's fun. And so we're going to come here. And now, this is what I consider the first half of the map. Or the biggest part of the map, really. But you cannot get to the other side until you lower the drawbridge. And for the purposes of this video, we are going to go into what is right here. Ta-da! The underground bypass. Right? So I want to demonstrate for you what you would do. So this is the main road, okay? We have taken the main road all the way to, I wouldn't say where it ends, but to where you have to go through the bypass. Because you have to go through the bypass because you cannot go across the drawbridge until you have opened up the drawbridge. So you have to go through here to get to the other side. Right? So I'm going to go in to make sure that I have the exact exit point for you, so that this is a perfect demonstration, or near perfect demonstration, hopefully, of the what I consider the main road that you have to take. And once again, the purpose of all this is demystifying this this map. Okay, so through the magic of editing, I'm gonna go through here, and I'm gonna come out the other side. Okay, here we are through the magic of editing. This takes you into the Fief of the Abbey. Now, I've gone ahead and cleared out the rest of everything for us. I wouldn't say that it's the second half of the map. I would say it's the last quarter of the map in retrospect. So you come out of here, right? This is how you exit the underground bypass. Right, and the road, the main road, now you come back onto the main road. So this is like this is an offshoot over there, but realistically, this road will take you back to the camp if you've beaten it. Now, that's the way forward. That's the way forward, but I want to go backwards to show you some things real quick that are gonna match up with the things I've said earlier in this video. So you can come back this way, and there's a few mobs to kill. The mobs on the side of the fence are a little bit stronger though than the mobs leading up to it. On this build, I could just smack everybody at the beginning. But I want you to get your bearings. So this drawbridge will not open until the end of the game. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But look how we're back here. So see, there's the camp, just so you can get your bearings on where this whole thing connects, right? Abbey Gate, see, we're back here at the Abbey Gate. You can look that way, you can see the blacksmith right there. Okay, this is this area, I showed you this area already. We go up there to get that secret quest up at the top, the suspicious man. And then the main road basically goes that way, and goes off down this way. Right, that'll take you down to the refugee camp over there. And then you would come all the way through, and then you would go through the underground bypass and come out over here. And so this is an offshoot, but it kind of connects you over. You know, if you can picture that as a road in your mind that goes back that way to, we have the refugee camp, then the Goblin Cave, then the cemetery, then the Sacrificial Road. So here's your Fief of the Abbey. And then you end up at the underground bypass, which takes you out, you come out the chapel. So this right here is the chapel, and that is your chapel teleporter, teleporter. Right, there you go. So just more, you know, for reference here, you come out of here, there's your teleporter, then you come around this corner here, and now you're back on your main road. Now this is going to take us to the last dungeon, and it's going to take us to the last teleporter too. Come this way, there'll be some more baddies. Kill the baddies. And I realize this video doesn't even show you what types of baddies are over here, so I'm gonna leave that as a mystery. But there's baddies. You gotta kill the baddies. Let's go around here just to show you everything. So that's the main road. If you think about it, main road takes you in over there, okay? Main road takes you in over there. There's the chapel. There's the cathedral over there, which is where we're headed. And then there's this little offshoot area over here. There's nothing over here except for some mining. And that's really it for you guys to kill. But I'm showing you all the map. There's this little area over here which you can't really do anything about. Alright, so back onto the main road. So now we're back on the main road. There's the there's the chapel. That's the cathedral. That's where we came from. This is where we're going. We're gonna come around here. Some baddies, some baddies. And this takes you over to your Cathedral Rune Teleporter. And now we get to the last dungeon. The Abbey, which takes you up to the cathedral. You just kind of see some stuff through there at this point. And this takes you to the last dungeon, level 42. And honestly, it's not the last dungeon, but I'm gonna leave that a mystery. But this is the last place you can go to on the main map. And there you have it. That's everywhere. So see, this will take us back to the camp, right? Boom, campsite. Here we go. And so you have your refugee camps. We went there. Then we went to the Goblin Cave. Then we went to the cemetery. Then the Sacrificial Road. Then we went through the underground bypass and got to the chapel. That's where we came out to the Fief of the Abbey. And then we went to the cathedral, which is where the Abbey is. The Abbey into the cathedral. And that is your Legendary Tales map, at least in 2024. Starting from the camp, walking through what I call the main road. If you just think of it as there's just this road and it goes this way and it takes you down into the refugee camp, and then you come down into there's Blighthaven, then you come back around, and then you go into the Goblin Cave, and then the cemetery, and then you come around through the Sacrificial Road, then you go into the underground bypass, which takes you under here, then you come out over there at the chapel, and then you go around the corner and go to the cathedral. Now, along the way, we had Blighthaven, we had the old fort, we had the forgotten dig site, we had the underground bypass, which takes us out of the chapel, and then we have the Abbey. I think I remembered all of them. So your main dungeon in the refugee camps is Blighthaven, and then the Goblin Cave is the old fort, and the cemetery is that's going to be the forgotten dig site, then which is the mausoleum, and then oh yes, I did forget one. In the Goblin Cave there's Blighthaven, and then there's the collapsed chapel, and then there's the old fort, then there's the forgotten dig site, then you have the underground passage, which takes you out of the chapel, and then the cathedral takes you to the Abbey, which then takes you somewhere else. And now we are back at the lovely fire. So thank you for watching. I hope that helps. Just think of it as a path. Once you see all that, you get with your friends and they teleport you everywhere and it gets you all jumbled up, and it's really hard to connect everything, but that is how everything connects in Legendary Tales in 2024. And I hope you get some use out of this. I hope you find some value in it. And if there's anything I forgot, let me know in the comments down below. I'll drop the Discord link to Urban Wolf Games in the description. There'll be chapters down there. You probably figured that out if you've made it here already. So thanks for making it here, and you have a wonderful rest of your day.